Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Nikki if it's your first time here. And today I was just doing, a talk through with some of the products that I have recently purchased and that I have been using lately. So I decided to come on camera and just do talk through about the products that I've been using because I haven't really did a talk through in a little bit on my channel. So I wanted to, let you all know that I'm here and that, I've just been grinding really hard with producing content. I haven't been purchasing a lot of new products, so most of the stuff that you'll see here hasn't been it hasn't been recently released. Maybe one or two things, but I hope that you enjoy this video. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Also share my videos with your friends and family so that they can also enjoy my content. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. I see all of the comments. Thank you for all of you that support me and watch my videos, and I hope that you stay and continue to watch me grow here on YouTube. We have quite a few people that have subscribed, and I want to at least triple that number by the end of the year. So prayers for me with that and with success on my channel. And before I drag this intro out any longer, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much and enjoy. So it has been a few videos since I did a talk through video, and I was getting ready and I said, let me just, turn on the camera and talk to you guys as I get myself together. So I just showered, I washed my face, I did all my skincare, but I didn't moisturize or prime yet. So I recently got I think it's a trial size of the Glow Recipe Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. And this is the deluxe size. And I'm just going to try that today. With moisturizers, you do have to use it a few times before you can, determine whether or not you like it or not. And my lips are very dry and ashy, so I'm just going to use my Laneige Glowy Lip Balm. This is in the flavor Pear. I love these. My lips are super moisturized with these, and I have very crusty lips. So I'm filming this video on Saturday. You'll probably see it on Monday. Yeah, today's the day after Valentine's Day. Feels. I don't want to go too heavy on it. I have been trying out some products on a daily basis, and I'm still determining whether or not I like them because, I feel like you have to use products for quite a while before you determine whether or not you like it. And I know sometimes I do reviews on certain products. So things like eyeshadows, lipsticks, blush, things like that, you can just apply to your face and be like, I don't like this color, I don't like this formula, I don't like the blend. But with things like skincare, foundation, because, I watch a lot of reviews and I see some people like certain things, but then I try it for myself and I don't like it. And it could be how I'm using it. It could be what I'm using it in conjunction with. Like, for instance, this moisturizer I just put on. I can put on some Fenty foundation and not like the foundation because it probably didn't go well with this moisturizer or with the primer that I'm about to apply. So it all is like trial and error. And then I've had some things that I didn't like, I returned, and you know, months later I see the product again and I pick it up and I'm like, let me try this again, and then I actually like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I can double moisturize it, but this is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is a moisturizer and a primer, and this is a very huge jar. As you can see, I have been using it a little bit, and I do like the way that my skin looks under my makeup by using this. And I love the way that it smells. It smells fresh, it smells citrusy. Not too bad to where, you know, it affects you, because I'm one of those people whose scented products do bother me. But this one is totally fine. Especially early in the morning, stuff with, you know, strong scents does bother me. I've been doing Jackie Aina's tips lately. I noticed that she always sets her primer with setting powder, and I've been doing that, and I do like the way that my makeup looks with doing that. So that's what I'll be doing today as well. But I think I'm going to do my brows first. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade 4.5. I think I could have got a shade darker, maybe 5. Got some moisturizer in my hair. I don't even remember reaching up that far. So I like to brush my brow hairs up. And my brows are uneven. I don't know why. It's just that's the way that they grew. I'm trying to grow them out and then get them shaped evenly. So I am going to go by the Morphe store today. And I just want to see that Jaclyn Hill palette in person. I've seen some people's Insta stories, their YouTube videos, but nothing is like seeing a palette in person. So I want to just see it in person, because I know like the left side of the palette has like neutral shades, and then there's like pops of pink and purple in there. And I do have her first palette as well as her Vault, and I do like her as a person, so I do want to, you know, complete my collection. But I really want to see if these are shades that I actually have to have, because I do have what is it, the Norvina Pro Pigment palettes 1 through 3, the big ones. I don't have any of the smaller ones, but I do have the larger ones. And I just feel like if you have those, I don't think you need anything else. I mean, I have the crayon case matte book, the box of crayons, and I'm like, I don't need another colorful palette. And then as far as neutrals, oh, I'm using the crayon case eyebrow pomade, and it is in the shade Ebony. Yeah, so as far as neutrals, I'm a soft glam girl, so I have plenty of neutral shades. And then those pops of pink and purple. I have in other palettes. But just something in me is like, you need this to complete your collection. So, and then I also want to get another shade of the P. Louise base because I do have Rumor 2, Rumor 3, and I think Rumor 1. So I want to get, I think maybe 4 or 5. I want to get either 4 or 5. I just want to see in person how dark they are. Because I know she has up to 8 of them. It goes as dark as Rumor 8. Yeah, so I have 1, 2, and 3. So I think 3 isn't that bad for me. It's a super, it's very highlighted, but I'm not sure if 4 would be dark enough because I want to use it as a concealer shade as well as an everyday for under my brow. And in the next few days, I'm probably going to change my filming room around a little bit. I'm just like over it. I have so much makeup and nowhere to put it. And because it's so cluttered over here in this, like, I'm in like a corner. And as you can see over here, I have like a lot of my palettes because I noticed that like with the Jacqueline palette, I've been wanting to purchase palettes and I need to see what I have, the colors that I have, and you know, so I can tell myself you don't need that. You have, you know, for instance, the Amrezy palette. It has that very pretty blue in it. And I'm going to be honest, I only bought it because of that shade. So like if I can see all my palettes, like for instance my Juvia's Place palettes, I'm quite sure one of my Juvia's Place palettes had that shade of blue in it. So if I'm able to see my palettes and what I have, maybe I won't, you know, buy so many palettes that I don't need. I'm going very natural today. I just want like everyday soft glam, nothing super highlighted. And I think I'm going to use my Milani concealer under my brow. And yes, my brows are uneven, but I'm about to even them out right now. And this is the concealer brush from the crayon case. In case you're wondering, I just take the wand out and I just take my brush and just scoop a little bit of the product off. And that's how I apply it to my brow. I get a lot of requests for brow videos and brow tutorials. I know I have one linked in my description, and that one was, I think that one is well over a year old. So I will be doing an updated brow video, but this here is typically how I do my brows. Sometimes I switch up the concealer, but normally I always go in with a pencil and then I go in with a pomade. And that's it. To me, brows are the simplest things with makeup. I'm just going to take this dense fluffy brush and this is going to help me blend that concealer. Using a foundation that is very light and natural. It's not very full coverage. It's a medium buildable. And I normally take my foundation and I use that to carve out the top of my brows. But since it's so light coverage, I'm going to go in with the concealer because I have a little breakout right here. So I do want to conceal that. I've been trying to use up my old products, and one of the ones that I'm trying to use up is the Anastasia Concealer, which is no longer being sold. I think TJ Maxx and Marshalls had a lot of them on clearance, I think about maybe a year ago. But as you can see, I've been really using it. So I typically use this to cover my scar up here because it's super full coverage. And I want to hurry up because I am so hungry. Like, I'm stuttering over my words. I'm so hungry. And that's because I went to bed with a full stomach last night. And you know how that is when you eat a lot and you're full. When you wake up in the morning and you're like starved, like you never ate in your life. I can see this is turning out to be a bad brow day. I just do the same on the other brow, and then I bring that product up here as well. The concealer is in the shade 6.25. I'm putting it right on top of that breakout. Okay, so now that my brows are on, I'm going to go ahead and prime with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. My under eyes are super, super dry. So I'm going to add my eye cream so that my under eye doesn't look dry and cakey. But 9 times out of 10 it's going to look that way anyway because I'm old. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's really wrinkly under there. So I'm just gonna use the Ola Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. And I try to keep as little product as possible under my eye so that it doesn't crease and cake. And I just gently massage it in. And this is especially when I do these type of soft glam natural looks. Because you want your face to look fresh and vibrant. Everything clean and smooth. Like I mentioned, Jackie Aina sets her primer, so I'm going to do that as well. I am using the Fenty setting powder. This is in the shade Cashew. I can't wait to get my little corner set up so that I can film a little bit better. Now with this Fenty setting powder, a little goes a long way. So I like to start down here and then take the leftover product under my eye. But I don't pack it on too much under there. It's just really light. You don't necessarily have to use this type of powder. You can use any translucent powder. Foundation, I am going to use the Pat McGrath Lav Skin Fetish foundation, and I'm just applying it to this brush that I use to apply the product on my forehead. And I'm just going to apply it first. Now this is the way that I like to do my makeup. I don't put foundation under my eye. I just put it all the places that I actually want the foundation. And I think that is enough. And then I do a little color correcting. This is the Nars Concealer in the shade Almond. And I have this little dark spot right here. And then I also conceal this darkness. One thing about these Nars concealers, if this one is brand new, I have another one, Walnut, my concealer one, my highlight one, and I just bought this not even a week ago, and it feels like there's no product in here. So that's why I went and got the soft matte, the one in the pot. I got this one. It's the shade, same shade as this. It's just that it's in the pot. But I want to use up this one, the liquid one. I'm just going to blend out that foundation. This is a damp beauty sponge. I should have just pulled my hair back, because I hate doing my makeup with hair in my face. So you can see that this foundation is very light coverage. Probably go in with another layer. I don't mind foundation on my eyelids, and I like letting that concealer set, because the longer you let it set, the fuller the coverage is. And then I'm just going to take my setting brush by Real Techniques. I have been super annoyed lately. I am not a makeup artist. I never went to school to do makeup, but I've always been fascinated with makeup. I love how makeup makes people look different. I love how it enhances your natural beauty, things like that. And I just get so annoyed when people want me to do their makeup. They want me to do their brows, their lashes. I can only do makeup on myself. I can barely do makeup on myself. And I think it was about 2 or 3 days ago, I had a girl in my inbox, "Oh, I'm coming to Vegas. How much is a full face?" And I'm like, what? I'm just adding some more foundation. I'm like, what? So I had to nicely and politely respond, "I'm not a makeup artist. I don't do faces." And she kind of seemed like she was upset and she was offended that I didn't want to do her makeup. People that do makeup, just because they can do their own does not mean that they can sit you down in their chair and do your makeup. Because girl, you will be upset if I mess up your skin, or I'm not sanitizing products and things like that. Those are what people, they go to school for, they earn licenses for, and you know, they go to training for that. I'm not going to take that from anyone. Like, sis, get your coin. I would love for a makeup artist to do my makeup and learn some tips and tricks. But I don't know. It's like people get so offended when you don't, when you say you can't do it. "Oh, but you do your makeup so good, and I like, just do mine like you do yours." My face is different. It takes years of practice for me to learn my own face. Y'all see my videos. Sometimes my makeup comes out nice and sometimes it doesn't. It's trial and error. You have to sit down and learn your face and try different ways and techniques Look, I have one hand and I learned it. I know you can. So yeah, that kind of bothered me that she was upset that I wouldn't do her makeup. And people think because I'm in Vegas, like whenever they come into Vegas, they can get someone to do their makeup for, like, you know, parties and clubs and girls' night out and stuff like that. I'm like, you don't want me to do your makeup, honey. I think I'm gonna highlight a little bit more under my eye. This is the L'Oreal Full Wear Concealer. I'm just gonna add just a tiny bit, just for a little bit of brightness. I even wiped some off, so I have like about that much. So like this and that. I was on Twitter the other day and I saw that there was this video going around about this woman on American Airlines who wanted to sue about some guy punching. He was like punching, like he was punching a punching bag, the back of her chair, because he was in the back where his chair didn't recline and she was in front of him, and she reclined her chair, and I think he was eating or drinking and something spilled in his lap or something, and he asked her to like sit the chair up, and she did, but she was kind of annoyed. So when she noticed that he was done with his food, she reclined, and then that's when he started punching the back of her chair. So like there was a big debate on Twitter about to recline or not to recline. And I was on a flight recently, like last weekend, and I was thinking, I was like, those seats don't recline that much to where if someone in front of you reclines that it bothers you. Now if I have food on the table or a drink on the table, then yeah, if they recline, the drink may spill on me. But I just think it's common courtesy to turn around and see what the person behind you is doing before you recline. And I think the CEO of Delta was saying that you had to ask permission of the person behind you before you recline. I'm like, what? I don't think you should have to ask permission, but at least have some courtesy to turn around, see what that person is doing before you recline. That's just it. I just think it's just common courtesy, you know. For instance, if I'm like bending down, I'll turn around and see who's standing behind me, or my big old butt, you know, once I bend down, like my butt is not in their way or anything like that, because that's just rude. I've been using these Makeup Forever Velvet Matte Powders. I have two. I have the shade 505, and I also have, I think this one is 415. So this is 505 and this is 415. I use this one to highlight, well, this one to set all over my face and this one to bronze. So I'm just going to bronze my nose, or contour, whatever you call it. It's going to take 505. As you can see, it's very, it's not too deep, which I love for natural looks. You can see it, but you can barely see it. I have a really big nose, so I kind of like to snatch it a little bit. And I'm just gonna blend out this concealer because it's starting to dry. Very little, and it adds a little bit of brightness under there. You want to make sure that the concealer is really, really blended out. I'm just gonna pop on some lashes and I'll be right back. So I just popped on some beauty supply store lashes and I still have yet to set my under eye, but this concealer combination looks pretty good. I've been trying out this setting powder by Urban Decay. It is their all-nighter setting powder. It's a pressed setting powder. It is also waterproof. I have very teary eyes and my eyes tear quite a bit. So I try to do mostly waterproof products for my under eye. My mascara, my liners, I try to make them, you know, waterproof. So having a waterproof setting powder is really, really good because once my eyes start tearing, the makeup separates under my eye. You start to see the darkness underneath, so I kind of look like I have a black eye. So it's just, everything just goes totally left once my eyes start tearing. So having a waterproof setting powder is big for me for my makeup routine. And I do like that with this powder, it looks really, really light, but it is translucent, so it's not like it's going to leave me a white cast. So I'm just going to take my powder brush and just press it in. And you see how it just leaves like a flawless, it kind of looks like I have like a filter. I'm just gonna set the rest of my face with that Makeup Forever powder, the lighter one. And I'm just gonna set all over my face. As you can see, I have a bit of shine up there because that concealer, the Anastasia Concealer, this one is very oily and creamy. That just took that shine away. For bronzer, I'm using my Fenty bronzer in the shade Cocoa Naughty. And I haven't used this brush in a while. This is the Sephora Pro Flawless Light Powder Brush. And I used to love this one to bronze. Add a little bit on my temples. I'm gonna spray my face because I feel a little bit ashy and powdery. So I'm going to use my Fasali Rose Gold Skin Mist. I don't know why I didn't do it today. I think I forgot. But I've been using the Skin Tune Blur and the Unicorn Essence. I've been using those along with my foundations lately, and I love the way that they look together. I think I didn't use it was because the Pat McGrath foundation, it isn't full coverage, so I try to be very sparing when I use that foundation. I mean, that foundation is like my soft glam. If I'm like going out to eat, to dinner, I have to be going somewhere to wear this foundation. This isn't just for Instagram. Normally with my Instagram videos or my Instagram photos, it's just me doing my makeup just so I can have content and then I wipe it off. But my YouTube videos are actual videos where I actually wear my makeup out in public. So let me just add some hydration. gonna wipe my lip off. That lip balm. So when I was away last weekend, I stopped in a Sephora and I picked up the Fenty Gloss Balm. This one is in the shade Sweet Mouth. Now, I wasn't going to originally purchase this because I have all the Fenty Gloss Balms. But when she released the 3 new ones that she had, I wasn't going to purchase all of them. I personally only wanted the clear one. I believe it's called Glass Slipper, because the hot chocolate one I already have, and I purchased it in the holiday kit that she had with these minis. Oops. Oh, hot chocolate came in this set and everyone went crazy over this hot chocolate shade, and they asked for a full size, so Rihanna came through and gave us a full size. I did not purchase that full size because I barely use this one, but since the craze, you know, everyone went crazy over it, I recently started using it this past weekend while I was away, and I actually love it. I'm gonna wait until I get like halfway done before I'll purchase the full size, because listen, I have the other gloss bombs. Of course, I have the original. No, this one is the original. And then she came out with the milky one, the Diamond Milk. And then she came out with Fussy. So while I was away, I went into Sephora and I looked at Sweet Mouth and I was like, this looks really, really cute. And I ordered a Glass Slipper, the clear one. I ordered that online because I knew I was leaving. I didn't have time to go to Sephora, so when I got back from my trip, it was at my doorstep. But Sweet Mouth has knocked everything out of the park for me. It is like my favorite gloss right now. I know my hair looks kind of crazy, but I'm going to fix it by the end of this video. But here, let me just put it on for you. And this is how I've just been rocking my lips for like the past week or so. I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight. I'm going to be extremely, extremely light because I think my skin is glowy and dewy enough that I don't need any highlight. I'm going to take the Fenty highlighter palette. I don't know why this palette didn't get as much hype as the rest of her products, but this is a good palette. And I mean, yeah, the blue, I don't think anyone is going to use a blue highlight. I mean, unless you're doing a avant-garde look or, you know, one of those dramatic looks. So I'm taking, what is this called? Honey Slope. This one right here. And I barely am touching. It's a highlight, but it has like a little bit of color. It doubles as a blush slash highlight, because I really do not want, you know, too much shimmer on my cheeks. And I'm just going to set one more time, and this time I'm using my Hangover RX setting spray.